Euro USD live Thursday, the 19th of September 2024 market direction with entry, stop loss, and the take profit. And also remember, guys, on this very live stream, I'll be having a free giveaway. So be sure to catch that towards the end of this video. So I'm definitely super pumped. I'm excited to be sharing today's direction when it comes to the Euro USD. Now, are you ready to know the direction of the day for the world's most traded pair, the Euro USD? Definitely, I'm sure you're ready for this. You know that every Monday to Friday, I actually get onto these live streams to basically share what I believe the direction of the day is going to be like on the Euro USD. Now, for me to do this, I always use my 50% win rate strategy that gives me a 1 to 4 risk to reward ratio. So definitely it's a profitable strategy. And if you're an ardent follower, you know that right here on the channel, I've always shared with you guys my results to basically share and show you that this really works. So basically, I'm excited to be sharing this with you. And in case you're out there and you lack a strategy to trade, or basically you do not have a way you actually determine the day's bias or the daily direction, definitely this is the live stream you should be catching every Monday to Friday. So I'm super excited. I'm excited. And in case you happen to find some value from this particular live stream, please give it a like. Keep tapping that like button because it really helps out the channel. It helps such content get to more people like you that would love to get this kind of content. So I'm excited. I'm super excited to be sharing this moment with you. So I want to talk about something. Let's talk about risk management. If you are a trader out there and you do not consistently manage your risk well, I'm telling you, you will never become profitable. Now, when it comes to risk management, there are majorly two areas I like you guys to look at, and that's your stop loss and the kind of size or lot size that you're going to be using in the market. So when it comes to your stop loss, personally, I'm someone who trades mechanically. So this is what I also recommend to many of my students. So I have a constant stop loss. It is the same stop loss that I use on many of my trades. So basically, this is what I highly recommend. This should be calculated, in relation or in proportion to your account size. There's so many lot size calculators out there, so you can go ahead and use some of them. For example, there's one on my FX book, so you can go ahead and use this to be able to basically calculate your lot size well. So that's my word of advice. Try and manage your risk well. If you do not manage your risk well, I'm telling you, you will never become a profitable trader. So this is something that I felt I should be able to share with you on this beautiful 19th day of September 2024. So if you're out there and you're just joining us right now, please tap that like button, because it really helps this content reach to more people like you. So I'm super excited as we actually get into this. Remember, guys, I promised I'm going to be giving something away, and that something away is my strategy. I'm going to be sharing it with you guys for free right here on this very live stream. I'm going to be telling you everything about this strategy. But before we even get onto that, for me, I have some kind of routine that I go through on a daily basis. Before I even get onto the charts, there's something I always like doing in the morning, and that's exactly what I'm going to be showing you. And before I get to the chart, usually I like to check what the fundamentals of the day are saying. And today being the 19th of September 2024, clearly we can see that at 3:30 p.m. there will be unemployment claims. So they actually forecast it to stay the same, or it's going to stagnate from what was previously there at 230K. So basically, what does this mean for us? So for me, how I trade or how I like to do this is usually in the morning before I even get onto the charts, I like to check this out because I want to know exactly the time these fundamentals will be dropping. Because most of the times, if you're, let's say, in a trade that is currently running and these news events happen to drop, especially these red folder news events, because for me, I only filtered my Forex Factory to only show me the red folder news event. So for me, I like to basically check out the time these news events are going to be dropping. So now what happens 5 minutes before these news events drop? What I like to do is basically be on the chart and I'm able to manage my trades. And how I do this is basically very simple. All I do is move my stop to break even so that if that particular trade happens to go against me, if let's say I predetermine to maybe risk 10 pips on that particular trade and that particular trade happens to go against me, I'm not going to face any kind of slippage on that particular trade, because usually as these news events drop, many of the brokers actually tend to widen their spreads. They tend to do this. So for you to save yourself from such headaches, I highly encourage you to actually manage your trades this way. Just move your stop to break even. This way, you will be able to actually, hold your trade through the news. And then once the news is done, this is when you can actually pull back or put back your trade to where to your risk, or basically your stop loss to where initially it was. So basically, this is my recommendation. This is what I would like to advise you. So you can take it or leave it. I'm only telling you guys, I found this very profitable for me. And now, without any further ado, let's try and get to the chart to show you or share with you what I believe the direction of the day. Now, when it comes to the strategy that I use, it is a strategy that bases off the previous day's price action. Now, yesterday, which was 18th of September 2024, this was the price action that we had. We had this as our price action. You can see it right there. There was FOMC, you remember that? And basically price moved in crazy ways. So I don't know if you remember that yesterday. Now, from the previous day, what I like to look out for are what I call the areas of interest. So area of interest can either be an order block. For me, it can either be an order block, a fair value gap, or equal highs or equal lows from the previous day. Because what usually happens, I noticed that what usually happens on the next day, price likes to tap back into these areas of interest. And then once it has actually tapped back into these areas and gotten any kind of liquidity from these areas, then this is when price reverses in the other direction. So this is how I trade my strategy, and I'm going to be showing you exactly here on the chart for you to see exactly what I mean by this. So right here, you can see this was the price action. So from yesterday, we can see price, when that news dropped, it wicked out very, so this was the wick it formed, and then it came all the way down this side. So this was the high of the day, and this was the low for the day. So from yesterday's price action, do we have any area of interest? Absolutely not, because from those two levels, the high for the day and the low for the day, they didn't form any area of interest. So what do we look at next? We look at the Asian session. So the Asian session today, this was its high right here, and this is its low. So the high from yesterday, I can see it has already been taken out. So what do I look out for next? What I'm going to be looking out for next is basically dropping down for me to make my entry or take my entry. Since the high for the Asian session has already been taken, what I do next is drop to the 5-minute time frame for me to be able to take my entry. So we can clearly see this is our price action on the 5-minute time frame. So what I'm waiting for is basically for price to form what I call an inversion fair value gap. And then once this has actually formed, this is when I'm going to take my entry. And when it comes to entry, I like to actually enter on that fair value gap. So I'm telling you, I enter on the inversion fair value gap. So for example, we do have a bullish fair value gap right there. So once price inverses or covers that fair value gap, then I'll be taking my entry. So I'm only and only waiting for an inversion fair value gap, and then this is when I'll be taking my entry. And when it comes to entry, I use 10 pips as my stop loss. This is mechanical, guys. I'm telling you, 10 pips as my stop loss and 30 pips as my take profit. I'm telling you, this is how I trade. And with the 30 pips, I've noticed that most of the times price, at least on the Euro USD, moves at least 30 pips every single day. So this way I work within what price can give me on that particular day. So this is exactly what I'll be looking at today, the 19th of September 2024. So you can go ahead and tell me exactly what you think about this. Go ahead, get into the chat and let me know exactly what you think or feel about this. But for me, this is what I'm going to be looking out for today, the 19th of September 2024. So once an inversion fair value gap forms, then I'll be taking the trade. If it doesn't form, or if my setup doesn't fully form, then I'm not taking a trade. These are basically rules I set for myself, and I'm able to stick by these rules. So basically, this is it, and that I'm going to be looking at. And when it comes to risk management, guys, remember to manage your risk well. Do not over risk on your trades. Don't try and YOLO this. Do not live for today. I'm telling you, if you do that, you will end up bruised. You will end up blowing your account. So do not over risk. Try and stay within your risk parameters. Don't over leverage on your trades. So so basically, this is it. And in case you have any questions, you can go ahead, leave them down in the comments. I'll be answering you right back. So so in case of anything, this is it. I'll be catching you tomorrow the same time right here on the channel. Thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a good trading day.